Welcome back to the Smash Innovations video tutorial series. In this tutorial, we're going to discuss the calendar module, and we're going to do this in two different parts. First part will be setting up our Smash calendar and integrating external calendars, connecting those to our Smash calendar, and then the second part will be our appointment slot calendar. So I've logged in to a demo account here, and we're going to go down on the left-hand side, click on the calendar module, and we can see this particular account has not been connected to any external calendars yet. One of the things that Smash has the ability to do is if you use Gmail or Apple or other calendars, you can actually connect those calendars to your Smash system and sync those outside external calendars. First thing we'll do is we'll go through the process of setting up an appointment or an event on our Smash calendar, and then we'll connect some external calendars to be able to get that information as well. We've got month view at the top, week view, or day view. So depending on how we want to look at our calendar, we have the ability to be able to change the way we view that calendar. So I'm going to choose the week view, which gives me Sunday through Saturday. And then I want to go ahead and put on a specific appointment or event, add a new event. And this can be either an event, booking some type of thing that public can have access to, or appointment slot, which we'll cover in the future portion of this tutorial. So let's say we want to record a dentist appointment. And we're going to come in and say, okay, it is going to start on June the 15th, and the appointment is at 11 a.m. And then we want to allow an hour and a half long, so we'll change this to 12:30. It's not something that's going to repeat. We're going to recognize the time zone that we're in. If we're sharing an event with someone that's in a different time zone, the calendar will automatically adjust for them in their time zone based on this particular setting. So if I create the event in the Mountain Daylight time zone and I share it with somebody that's in the Central Daylight time zone, when they set their time zone, it'll automatically update that slot in their time. This particular account is called Docs Tutorial account, so it's associating the appointment with that specific calendar. We have the ability to choose specific colors for different calendars. So if I create an event on my Smash calendar in this account, I can say, hey, I want that event to show up in blue. So when I look at it on my calendar, I know exactly where that information is coming from. I just choose the color that I want, and it's going to display on my calendar as an event that's associated with this particular calendar. If it's an online event requiring a specific link, then I can put the URL in here. This one happens to be a dentist appointment, and we can just put any details that we need to have in their description. You know, if it's an online event and you've got passwords and links and different things, all that information can go into the description. Once we hit save, it's going to populate on our calendar. So we did that for the 15th. There it is. There's my dentist appointment. You can see that it showed up in blue because that's the color that I chose. And any information that I want to save in that appointment with the address or whatever, if I click the actual appointment, it would pop up. Anything that I had listed in the description would be showing right here. So that's how we create a specific appointment on our Smash calendar. Now let's take a look at how we import external calendars. So I'm going to go down here to Profile Settings. I'm going to go up here to Connections. I have external calendars that I use Google for Gmail and other things. So I'm going to go over here to the Google place, and I'm going to click on Add an Account. So this little pop-up comes up, and it asks for the login information to give Smash permission to sync with that specific account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull up an account that I want to sync with, and I'll put that information in here. Once I put the email in, I click the Next button. It asks for the password to verify that I am in fact the person that owns that account. I put the password in. If I have any two-step authentication associated with that account, I've got to put that in. I've got to go on to my Google Authenticator app and get that code. Once I have the code, I hit next, and it's going to say, okay, do I allow Smash to be able to connect with all these different things to be able to manage that account from my Smash account. It's going ahead and it's linking or syncing that specific account. I can see it just showed up here as connected to my calendars. Once that's done, any calendar entries that I have on those external calendars will begin to populate, and I can assign a color to each individual external calendar as well. So I can see this green has been connected to this specific email address, and anything that shows up on my calendar in green is coming in from that external Google calendar. That's how we connect a specific external calendar to the Smash account. Now let's say I wanted to remove a calendar. How would I go about doing that? I just simply go through the process in reverse. I go back down here to Profile Settings, go to Connections, and remove the calendar that I no longer want to have connected to my account. A very, very simple, very user-friendly way to sync with, connect, or disconnect external calendars. I can do the same thing with Apple, and the system also will automatically pull in holiday calendars. So if I want to see nationally recognized holidays, they'll populate. I can see Father's Day is June 21st. There's my Independence Day holiday. That's how we create a new appointment on our Smash calendar or link external calendars. Now let's take a look at how we utilize the appointment slots. Many of us have experienced having to dedicate time when someone wants to meet me on Tuesday, June 16th, and they're either texting, calling, or emailing and say, what's your availability for a meeting? Whether it's an in-person meeting, whether it's an online meeting, whatever the situation is. The appointment slot calendar gives us the ability to set up all of the available time slots that we have on any specific day and publicly publish those so that when someone wants to book an appointment or a meeting, they simply go to our external calendar and find an available appointment slot and book it. So we're going to go through the process of creating some appointment slots and then showing how that is accessed. So we're going to come down here and click on Add a New Appointment Slot. We're going to make sure that the appointment slot piece is highlighted. We're going to call this Meet with Timothy. This is Timothy's external appointment slots. Now we can set up the individual schedule. So we want to start on June 15th, and we want to have these appointment slots go all the way through the end of August. We choose the time zone so that they're automatically adjusted for whatever time zone that the viewer is in when they come to book that appointment. And then the duration says how long do we want to have those time slots available. Is it a 15-minute slot for a phone call? Is it a 30-minute slot for an online meeting? Is it a 45-minute slot for an in-person meeting? And then how much buffer space do we want to have before our slots become available? So in our duration, we're going to choose 30-minute time slots for either an in-person meeting or an online meeting. And we're going to start with Monday at 9:30 to 10. And then let's say we want our next time slot to start at 10:30. And we want it to go to 11. And then we want our next time slot to be from 11:30 to noon. And then we'll take a little time off for lunch. So we want our next one to start at 1 and go to 1:30. And our next availability will go from 2 to 2:30. And our next availability will go from 3 to 3:30. And then let's say when our last appointment will be available from 4:30 to 5. So we've set up all of those time slots. Do we want to apply it to only June 15th, or do we want to apply it to all Mondays that are inside of our date range for the next several months? We're going to go ahead and set this up for all Mondays. So we can see all those time slots are available right there on Monday. Tuesday may be a day that we have different time slots available. Tuesday, we're going to start our first time slot at 10. It'll go 10:30. Say our next available spot starts at 1 and goes to 1:30. And so you can see we can go through and customize each day as we need to based on our available work week and what's going on in our work week. What's really interesting about these time slots is if I create time slots as available appointment slots, and then one of my external calendars brings in an event or an appointment, it'll automatically update the time slots, the appointment slots, and show them as unavailable so we don't have any conflicts. So this appointment slot will continually sync with not only my internal Smash calendar, but also any external calendars that I have connected to my Smash account. And so let's just really quick fill up available hours from 10 a.m. And these are going to be every 30 minutes to 5, so we don't have to go through and do specific ones because we've got this available throughout the week from 10 to 5 on every Wednesday. On every Thursday, noon to 5, apply that to all Thursdays. And every Friday, 11 to 4. So what I'm showing here is that we have the option to be able to customize all of our appointment slots based on our needs. Here in the details, we want to make sure that any information that is necessary for the client or prospect to be able to make that meeting work all the information that's required is posted in the description. If it's going to be an online event, like maybe I have a specific Zoom room or a Smash video conferencing service, GoToMeeting, whatever I use for virtual meetings, I can click an online event, come to www.meetwithtim.com. If I want to have all my appointment slots show up as a different color for any appointments that come in that are booked externally, I want to make those green. So it's a different color that stands out. When I'm looking at my calendar, I can tell, well, this is an appointment slot, or this is an event, or this is something that's coming from an external calendar. I can use colors to help me be able to recognize at a glance situation pertaining to that specific meeting. Now, the other thing I can do is if I have any information that is relevant to meeting, what I can do is I'll go ahead and I'll grab all that information and post it directly into the description. All the information that's necessary to join the room is right here listed in the description of the meeting. I can also add reminders. So if I want to have a reminder that comes out 30 minutes before the appointment is scheduled, and then another one maybe 5 minutes before the appointment is scheduled. Any information that's necessary for those appointment slots. This is my virtual information, but I might also post my physical address information in here if it's an in-person meeting. Here in the description, I've got the virtual meeting information that gives them a URL address that they can come to, or if it's an in-person meeting, then I've got the physical address information as well. I can also put a phone number on there. Any information that's necessary to be able to connect, I can build right into the appointment slot. And then when I hit save, what the system's going to do is it's going to populate those appointment slots on my calendar. And I can see, because I picked that green color, these are all the appointment slots that have been set up on my calendar. If I want to see what the external world sees, I click on that and I go here to go to the appointment page. And this is what a client or prospect would see if they go to my external calendar. This URL address up here is a permanent URL to my appointment slot calendar. I can actually go get me a domain name like meetwithtimothy.com and forward it to this URL address. And then I just tell people, go to meetwithtim.com to be able to have direct access to my appointment slot calendar. So what I recommend is 2 different domains, one domain for your virtual meeting room and one domain for your calendar. So meetwithtim.com, as an example, could be a link to the virtual meeting room, and meetwithtim.net or .us or .tv or .something else could be a link directly to the calendar. But here's how the calendar works. I publish the link to my calendar. 1:30 on the 17th is really going to work best. So I'll put in my name, my email address, phone number, any comments. Very interested in learning more about Smash. All right, and then I hit save. Now it's booked that appointment on his calendar, and it tells me that it's booked. Here's all the information that I need. If it's going to be a virtual meeting, I know exactly how to access. If it's an in-person meeting, all the information's right there. And if something happens in the future, I can cancel that. And if it happens to be someone who has already got a Smash account, they can go directly to Smash from this link. So this is what the outside world sees. Now let's go back and look and see what happens when that appointment is booked on my calendar. I can see here on Wednesday the 17th, Meet with Timothy at 1:30 just turned from light green to dark, meaning that it is now reserved because I'm looking at the appointment slot page. These are all the available appointment slots that I just set up. If I close that out, all I see is my Smash calendar, and I can see, hey, right here on the 17th, light green was the color I chose for my calendar. Once it's booked, it changes to dark green. I know because it's dark green, it's somebody who booked an appointment on my appointment slot. So that's how the calendar system works. It's very, very user-friendly. It's extremely beneficial. It can save so much time for professionals that need to be able to efficiently manage their time and schedules on a day-to-day basis. And as you can see from the setup, we can specifically schedule each day individually, and if we happen to do anything on any of our external calendars that are connected to our account, it'll automatically mark those appointment slots as busy and unavailable so we don't have conflicts. This is just a real quick overview of the calendar options that are available inside of Smash. If you have any further questions, be sure to go down to the help menu and notify our customer service department. They'll be more than happy to assist. This concludes the tutorial on the Smash Innovations calendar system.